Hi, everyone. So I gotta remind myself, what do we do first? Uh, do we want to do bugs or tests first? I guess we do tests.
Typically, we do tests. I don't think that there's any reason why we need to do one before the other.
Okay. All right, I'll look at test grid and we'll see. Anything looks concerning. Oh,
And
man.
as a note for posterity, today is August 8th, August 21st, 2024.
All right.
The SIG Node CI meeting.
So I guess one update, I am working on trying to make one of our cryo conformance jobs release blocking. This doesn't really impact SIG Node too much. It's more, or I guess it kind of does, but it's more basically taking these jobs in addition, and we already have the CI node ETE, which is the container RD node conformance, and these are blocking in SIG release. So we want to make sure to keep these top three here green. This isn't a SIG node release blocking right now, but basically this is also in SIG release, and that's open. Hopefully in about a month we'll know whether or not that gets merged. I don't know if we have to look, like, I was seeing that this one has become flaky all of a sudden, which is kind of, or I guess it's far back. I know we've had some issues with the ohm killer. I don't know if we cherry picked the a test fix into 1.28 for this. So that could be something we could do, but I don't know how big deal of that is. But that's at least from the SIG node release blocking. That's all I see. Everything looks good there. Kubelet, oh man. All right, swap. That looks fun. All right.
I'm going to guess that these are V1 nodes. They were. Oh, yeah. I'm going to guess these are V1 nodes, and the test currently fails if it's running on V1. I'm going to guess we're not correctly filtering out.
No, I mean, I agree with you. I would think that, but it was working 2 or 3 days ago.
Okay, that's weird.
So I don't know if like we would have changed it from C group B2 to C1 automatically. Either way, would someone be open to create an issue for those? Can assign it to me. I'll track some people down. Yeah, he's like host. I'll create a ticket. Let me add it to the min. I'll add an action item. All right. All right, those are the ones we need to look at on Kubelet, container RD. Looks like we have eviction, still an issue, unfortunately. It does look like the PID stuff is looking better, Peter, but the rest of the disk ones are an issue. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Flaky is flaking. Looks like there's a device plugin one that failed once. I guess we'll keep our eyes open on that one. Huge pages. There actually might. All right, I'll add an action item for that one. I think I did see somebody open a PR for that one. All right, cryo. Looks like huge pages is also failing on cryo, and then our flaky C groups V1. Looks like there's device plugins are having a problem. All right. Okay, and then let's go to DRA. It's looking okay. I don't know, some flakes, but everything looks fine there. Okay, so we have a couple of things to look into, especially on the swap side. On the container RD ones look to be messed up. That's good to know. All right. As a reminder, is there anything else we check on tests?
I don't think so. I think that was
Okay.
all I needed to do.
All right. Yeah, it's just so you all are curious, if you want to know, SIG release, what we're adding is we're adding those cryo jobs to this board, SIG release master blocking, which we don't have a lot of. Oh, here we go. CI Node ETE. That's our main SIG node signal for the release. We did already have these jobs in SIG master informing, so it doesn't really impact the SIG node too much because these are not required for the release to go out, but we will still be notified if they are failing. So that's kind of our signal for the release, so that's cool. All right, and so the next thing I'll switch to, I'll go ahead and bring up the test board. Ooh. Wow, we have a lot to triage. Peter, what do you think about maybe making some action item to do offline?
Yeah, we could potentially do that. I wonder if this is from just the transferring of the project board, and so it might be pretty quick. Maybe we run through a handful of them, and then maybe we assign, sections of them to people or something like that, so that we can sort of parallelize to do offline. But let's run through them to make sure that my suspicion is correct.
Yeah.
There were more than 100 of those. So I cleaned them up. I took the ones that were already sorry, triaged and moved them into like other columns. But these I don't know if they are new ones, but they're not they were not triaged before.
Oh, well, thank you for that, Ed. In that case, maybe we should just go through them as a group and see, how many we can get through to start.
Today?
Yeah.
All right. So these are PRs and issues. Okay. I guess this one's pretty simple. Oh wait, weird. All right, it looks like there is a PR triage for this one. I'm gonna put it to the same.
So Kevin, I don't think you're sharing your screen anymore. At least I don't see it. There we go.
See my screen now. Okay.
Yes.
All right, sorry about that. So for that one, the PR was actually already triaged, so the test one was not corresponding. We're getting a lot of these, coming up about node restarts. It might be worth bringing this up to SIG Node, like main SIG Node, because like we're getting a lot of people trying to fix these cases. I don't know if they will. I'll add this one to waiting on author because it looks like it's all right. I'll look into this one. But yeah, I think generally these are all new. These were opened up as of last week, so. Node conformance, I'm gonna go ahead and close. Well, what I'll do is issues in progress. I met with, in SIG Node yesterday, I brought this up. Basically, in Cryo, we're exploring the idea of making crun our default. I was wondering if we could have a dedicated test lane for crun versus run C. It looks like that's probably not gonna go that route, but I kind of brought up like what our plan is, and then maybe eventually we will switch over to crun if we decide in Cryo to go as our default. All right, and this looks to be priority, important soon.
Apparently not, because it's a year old.
Yeah, and then I saw that Sergey really removed the rotten. I'm gonna leave. I don't know. There's a lot going on with the device plugin stuff. These were dropped, so I don't even know. Hey, look, I don't think we have to do anything with this one anymore.
Yeah, not
we
for
also-
124 and 125. Maybe we
right.
set this to priority long term, and then
Well, wait, they're still there. Interesting. I don't think we should do anything with it, right? If they're, I'll bring it up.
yeah, I mean, I think changing the priority at least to be more reflective of where it's at, and then maybe checking with Mike and see if this is still something we want to do. Because at the very least, important soon doesn't really reflect how slowly we're dealing with it.
Okay. What do you think? Status for this would be still triage?
Yeah, let's do that because yeah, there isn't a PR associated with it, so we can just keep it in triage. And then if we end up closing it, we can.
All right, that sounds good. All right, migrate cryo away. All right.
Yeah, this one does indeed need to be triaged.
All right, I'm gonna mark this one as triage because I guess we probably should switch our cryo jobs away from Kubernetes ETE. Don't know if it's priority to do like right now, so that's why I'm gonna mark it as long term.
No, I agree. I was going to suggest that as well.
All right. I guess. Oh, issues to do. That's a good state for that. All right. look at this one. This one looks to be rotten. I don't know about this one.
So we can check whether it's still failing in the same way. We can check if the test is still effective.
Yeah. I'm just unfortunate. There's no point. There's no link to it. So if anyone wants to look offline and see, I'll just say we're gonna. Do you know, or I guess off the top of your head, do you know where topology?
It looks like
Let me
the
look.
serial job.
You can put me, Sotiris, there. I can check it.
All right. Well, I think don't. It's not take it to solve it right now. Just
Yeah, I can check the status if it fails now.
yeah, topology manager. Looks like we're skipping all of these. That's a little concerning.
Yeah, I have a lab, so I can check it tomorrow, so I can update it if you like.
All right, I'll assign you. All right. Oh man. All right. A pretty old one. I'm gonna leave this one open. Sounds like it's still. What do you think, Peter, is the right state for this? I feel like we need something new on the board. Investigation needed.
Yeah, I
I'll
mean,
say
I think that that's what triage is supposed to be, or like, so. You can assign this to me, and I can look into the state of it.
All right. Okay. All right. I think we could probably close this one. It looks like I did check the test grid real quick. I don't see this failing anymore on this board, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and close it. I guess there are some flakes on this one. But I don't know, the flake rate is really low. Peter, what do you think on this one?
I don't know, it doesn't look super flaky. Could happen. Let's go. I mean, I think the reported issue is that it reflects every couple of weeks. So I think we agree that that's the case. It's still flaking pretty low. I think we could triage it and just, you know, leave it in a sort of help wanted state. Important. Or like priority backlog sort of thing. I don't think it's a very urgent problem.
Oh, I know this one. I think this one might be misleading now because I may have actually moved this one to an eviction. Is that the right one? Oh, yeah, different one. All right, I'm just gonna accept it. It seems like an old one. I think this one is test. I think this one is actual feature, not really a test one. And Peter, it looks like you're already.
Yes.
You want to
Yeah,
assign me? Do you, or never mind. All right. No, never mind. I was gonna say, do you want to be assigned to it or?
I think at this point it's actually really waiting for. I think we actually. Can you go back to it? If it's not triage, it should be. And it should be in waiting for approve or reviewer, I think.
Yeah, I just,
Oh, yeah.
It's in the PR triage, as part of this test board. I think it's fine. Reviewer, all right, let me just.
Oh, it's waiting on author at this point because we need to. Yeah, I mean, I think the larger problem is we haven't sort of agreed as a SIG to do this, and I imagine Martin, the author, is probably not going to keep up with it until we sort of agree that this is the direction we should take with it.
Yeah.
So we need to have a conversation. But it just keeps getting deferred.
Yeah. All right. Oh, these flakes. Weird. Well. Okay, maybe I'll ask. All right. Huh. Oh, all right. Seems to be impacting this. I do not know. I don't know what to do with this one. I guess we could do issues to do. I can't really look at it right now to know. I'll leave it. All right. Do we want to switch to bugs? I know we didn't really make that much of a dent. We made some of a dent, but there are quite a lot.
The bugs.
All right. Okay. I actually had one I wanted to bring up that I thought was interesting. So I think, Peter, you were talking with the author, and then I did a little bit of investigation of this one. So in theirs, basically this is talking about secret memory limits for empty dir and how when they mount dev shim or I don't think it really matters about what they're mounting. If you have a memory-backed volume, it should obey the C groups for your memory. And so what I found is if you specify a limit in both the init container and the container, you can see that we're actually setting a limit on the temp file system that we mount. Now, if I give an init container with no limit, I'm seeing that my tempfs is unbounded. I don't know if that's a bug or not.
So this is actually, we had a little bit of a conversation about it. If you scroll to the bottom, I think, so there's a feature that basically updates this behavior that I
He
don't
has
think.
it enabled.
Uh,
I know what you're talking about. They were saying they are using the empty dir memory backed and it is turned on. You're talking about like right here, right? And
yeah.
They say they're not running swap. I don't know what K8 version they have, but I think it's probably pretty shouldn't matter if this is in beta.
Yeah, I'll take another look. I think it's in my unread emails from last week, and I'll triage it if it seems like it's a bug. I need to sort of read through the comment and get an idea of the state of things. I did talk to Derek, and it seems like, or I got a little bit of a direction on it, so I think I have a little bit of background and
Okay.
sort of.
Yeah, I mean, the question that I have is really like I think their solution is solved if they specify if for their operator if they use init containers with a limit, then you'll see memory C group limits set. But if you don't use, if not every container has the same memory limit or a different memory limit or whatever, you have to have a memory limit for every container in your pod in order to have the C group limit, which is what I think is a little weird. Maybe I'll create it as a separate issue.
Yeah, I think that I mean, that goes into how we sort of designate QoS class, right? So I guess it's, yeah. I don't even know if that would be an issue, though. I think that that's working as designed then.
So
I think it's just like, it's surprising to them how it's designed.
Well, why would a QoS, like, I mean, that's for the QoS class. But what I don't get is what I'm trying to say. So, like, what I'm finding is if I don't have an init container and I exec into the main container, I have an unbounded C group for the tempfs. So I thought that it should be limited to the container you're execing into, and not really related to the QoS.
So no init container, yes limit, and it looks like the limit is unbounded inside of the pod.
If I'm going into the main container, which is this one right here with a limit.
Right, but are you running with that init container or not?
I am, yeah. So in this case, I'm running this pod with an init container that has no limit, and then a separate container that has a limit, and then I'm execing into the main container, and I'm seeing that the tempfs mount is not set to the limit here. But if I have an init container with,
And I guess my point is that I'm gonna guess, I don't know exactly if this is working as designed, but what I would guess is the limit on that mount is only going to be applied if there's a limit on the pod memory generally. So there's no limit on the pod because the init container doesn't have a limit. That means we can't like guess what the limit should be for the pod. Like we can't sort of impose that for the pod. So, and because the dev shim is shared, because UTS or the IPC namespace is shared among a pod, you can't like have it be container based. Like the way that we react to unlimited init container is by just not setting the limit there.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Because like, think about a case where like one container could have a limit, but what if that like init container truly needed to have no limit? Like it should be able to use as much memory as it wants. Should that path be limited in that case? I think technically not. Like we're basically fitting to the tightest or the loosest memory limit, which in this case is an unlimited init container.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
But I can comment on that, or and follow up and sort of.
Yeah, if you want to comment, I think. Yeah. Why don't you follow up on that one comment? That'd be helpful. All right. So bug triaging. I did take a look last week when we missed. I forgot about this meeting, so I went ahead last week and kind of went through a couple of ones I could, just to kind of get it in order. We were at like 25 or 30. And with the board getting all created and moved around, a lot of these are somewhat old. So I was kind of going through. Let me see why this one was reopened. All right, I have to read this one, I guess. Massive delays for volume reconciliation. I've always been confused at the distinction between SIG node and SIG storage in this case. Like, is it as simple as if we're talking about volume mounts, is this really a SIG storage issue?
Typically, yeah. I mean, I think it gets clumped in with us because like all of the paths for SIG storage are under the kubelet directory, I think, by and large, except for the CSI drivers themselves. So people just sort of group us together.
Yeah, so failed mount, I'm just gonna go ahead. All right. Sounds good. Oh, this one. Yeah, let me see. So I did look at this one. It looks like this was part of Clayton's overall work on fixing pod life cycles, and this was, I think, an outstanding one that was not solved. I think I'm gonna go ahead and triage it accepted. I don't priority important. I don't know. Backlog maybe. I don't know, Peter. What do you think?
Yeah, it kind of reads as a backlog. I mean, basically anything that's like more than a year old, I think it would be most honest to say that it's in our backlog.
Okay. Okay. And we're making progress on these. Yeah, so here is I suppose another one about kubelet restarts.
I wonder if it has a volume attached to it. There was that other one, that one that was talked about semi-recently about. Yep.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to unmount.
Yeah, I think that that's an existing. I don't know if this is like a quote graceful termination situation, but I think that generally in node termination situations, the CSI drivers are getting killed too early.
I see.
So that we may even have another bug for this, whatever bug was talked about at the SIG node meeting yesterday. Can you assign this to me and I can sort of do the paperwork?
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Don't know how to spell shepherd, apparently.
I think there's another H.
All right. Sounds good. Oh, is this the one? No, wait. This is endpoint slices.
But I think that actually has the same problem. Like I think the CSI drivers and the endpoint, what would it be, controller, ends up hitting a similar thing where it's like it's a daemon set, it's running on a node, it's not getting terminated correctly so that it doesn't do its paperwork and clean up its stuff before it shut down, and then it leaves some state in a weird situation, causing other pods to fail to stop.
I also am reading this as not really a bug. At least from what the comments I think what they're trying to suggest, this is how the behavior should actually, I mean, I don't know, it's semantics, but I'll leave it triage accepted. I'll leave it in the state as is. It sounds like it's pretty recent, so I won't close it or anything. I'm good.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like it's getting the attention it needs.
Yeah, there was a couple of these. I saw this one. I don't really know much about the in-place pod vertical scaling to know whether or not this is a bug or not.
I think we can triage it as accepted, and then I can
is this
check.
Yeah, I'll yeah, you can just add the labels here once you decide. It looks like they have a PR up for it too. So
Yeah. Okay, I will take a look at it.
all right, thank you. Evented plague. Let's see how long this one.
I would actually guess this is a cryo bug, unless we made the CRI protocol not granular enough. Are we like oh wait, no, there's a bug in the kubelet that treats it as seconds. I see.
I'm gonna. Oh wait, here we go.
Yeah, I signed them. They've been working on, or Sasha did. I see. Yeah, it looks like maybe we just accept it and let Harshal or Ramesh take a look at it.
Sounds good.
I would say priority
Oh, yeah.
probably important long term. I think we've sort of divested as a SIG from Evented Plague. So I don't think that we're putting a ton of active effort into it.
I see. All right. We're coming up. Oh, we have 9 minutes. Okay. I'm gonna go to the bottom. I find that fun. Oh yeah, this was one. Another one. Static pods. Let's see. There's been a lot of comments on this one. Oh, it's mostly me. I don't. Let's see. Funny, it looks like it's a OpenShift one.
Yeah, I think this person actually uses OKD, interestingly.
How can you tell that?
I've just seen them before.
Ah,
issues.
okay, I see. Because I wasn't like if you had a one-on-one corresponding to OKD and Hypercube that I didn't know about. But no, I don't think so. I don't know what to do with this one. I commented on this one because they said they could reproduce it in 1.25, and then I saw as I commented that they actually said they could do it in 1.29. So I suggested that maybe you should just mention 1.29 as to what you can reproduce, because
I think so I'm gonna guess this is another actually a volume on mount issue with like an Evented Play or
yeah,
no,
it looks like they are
Crystal shutdown.
they grabbed the kubelet go routine and find that it's stuck in PVCs. I'm going to. I think if people are commenting on it, maybe we should just accept it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll hold off on priority because I don't actually know. All right. All right, I'm going to assign Therese. Sorry, I mispronounced it. Gonna ask you to look in this one also. No. Yeah, looks like they also have another PR on this one. So it looks like this person is actively testing this feature. That's cool. This one reads like a feature to me. Oh, Paco. Yeah, basically, I guess kubelet debuggability issues. But what they're saying is there should be an event if pod cannot start due to a config issue.
Yeah, I think that this is storage because it's, or
It's gonna be.
I'm not sure who owns config maps, to be honest.
Well, what they are saying is kubelet wants to provide it should provide a warning event or log when a pod mounts a wrong subpath from the config.
Yeah, but that would be in the config map controller or whoever's like processing that subpath.
I think kubelet. I think kubelet actually. I don't know if there's a config map controller. At least.
Yeah, I guess the component of the kubelet that controls the config maps, but that might be. Yeah, I don't know who owns it, but yeah, I think that this is worth accepting. I'm sure Paco's done his due diligence there, and
I'll leave priority off. I don't know yet.
yeah, that was July 18th. That's like an important long term, I guess. It's not quite yet backlog.
It does look like someone has an issue for it.
Yeah, might even end up being soon.
All right, looks like that one's marked. All right, let's see if we can get one more. All right, we made some progress down to 6. All right. Okay, we can do these last 2. I looked at this one. I actually don't know if I was able to reproduce it. They're noticing something kind of weird when you do kube control edit pod sub resource status. They're able to change the QoS class. I don't really know who owns this one or if it's a big deal. I guess they say the QoS class of a pod status should be immutable. And it's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
But what they say is that if you use the sub resource status, you can edit it. But if you do kube control edit pod, it won't let you change it.
Yeah, I almost wonder if that's something that we messed up on the API, like of the pod itself.
Yeah.
Probably needs a little bit more investigation. It does sound like an issue, though.
All right.
We might need someone who's more familiar with the API to sort of say whether it's possible. I mean, I'm sure it is possible for us to at least stop users from non-privileged users from touching this, but
yeah, why not? I'll sign it myself. I'll take a look.
And I think that this is a good time to call it.
Yeah, I agree.
Sweet. Thank you, Kevin. Thanks everyone for
Thanks,
joining.
everyone. All right, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
See you later.
Bye.